Sambo Kim, born in Cambodia, found his connection to an ancient Khmer tradition not in his homeland, but 8,000 miles away in America. It was there that he discovered Bokator, a martial art with deep roots in his heritage. Like many young people, Sambo's initial exposure to martial arts came through Hollywood films, but what began as a childhood fascination quickly grew into a lifelong passion. Returning to Cambodia to train and being mentored under the guidance of Master Kenya Prach, Sambo has been entrusted with the responsibility of preserving and promoting a tradition that spans over 2,000 years. His mission now is twofold: to pass Bokator on to a new generation and to bring it to the Hollywood screens that first sparked his journey.
All right. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of C4 Podcast, Southeast Asian Athlete Achievement Through Adversity. My name is Coach Andetka. I'm here with my coach, John Messina. If you guys haven't already, please like, comment, and share our YouTube channel, Facebook, Lao American Sports. Website is LaoAmericanSports.com. Instagram is Lao American Sports. And just, get the word out there, man, that we're doing this. If you guys know of anyone that would be a great guest for the show, please message us, because we're always looking, to hear these amazing stories. So, let me hand it over to John. He's going to introduce our guest.
Yeah, Cope, before I introduce the guest, tell me about that really cool shirt you're wearing.
Oh, hey, this is Sybil Racing. She was our last guest here, and she sent John and I a couple of shirts. So, Sybil, thank you very much. And thank you for the autograph 8x10 as well. Love the message.
Yeah, so that was the episode with Anna Onata a couple episodes ago. Great one, folks. Check that out. But today we're excited because this is kind of almost a follow-up episode to one we did before. So if you haven't listened to episode 39 with Kenya Prach, Kenya is a Kun Khmer arts and Bokator master. So those are Cambodian martial arts. He survived the Khmer Rouge, came to the United States, and now is spreading these martial arts here in America and passing it on to the next generation. The long story short is these arts are something like 2,000 years old, I think, Bokator, and the Khmer Rouge almost wiped it out in a matter of a couple years. But through the bravery of people like Kenya, the arts survive, and they're passing them on to the next generation. So today we have Sambo Kim, who's one of those individuals that Kenya and others have passed the martial art on to that next generation, who's now doing really good, cool things, not only passing it on to other martial arts enthusiasts, but hopefully bringing Bokator and the Kun Khmer arts to the big stage in Hollywood to share with the world. That's something that's really exciting. So with that, we have Sambo here today, and Ko's going to kick off the interview.
All right. Hey, Sambo, thank you again for coming on. Tell us about your early years in Cambodia and then coming over to the United States. Tell us about your childhood.
Yeah, so I was born in Cambodia in 1994. I came to America in 2006 with my parents. So yeah, in my early childhood, I lived in Cambodia, I really heard about my Bokator and stuff like that until I came to America and I saw it on TV. And that's when I realized, in my country, they do have their own ancient martial arts style. So that's why I'm kind of like want to go back. So after I came to America, then I went back to Cambodia to learn the Bokator and all of that stuff. So yeah.
Was it hard adjusting? Because you must have been 12 years old, right, when you came over, and you're kind of grown into your teen years. You got friends, you made friends in school. How was the adjustment?
So before I came to America, whole family in Cambodia let me learning English right away. In Cambodia, they have a lot of good school and stuff like that. So I started learning English before I came to America. And when I came to America, like my English is fine. I fit in like perfectly. Everybody, like even friends and other people, they welcome me and my brother too. So yeah, I fit perfectly.
Okay. No, that's great, because like a lot of, like I came over when I was 4 and had to learn a different language, and a lot, like my brothers and sisters, they were teenagers and had to learn like they had ESL classes, English as a second language classes in the school. So that's pretty cool. You were able to learn English in Cambodia.
Yeah, in Cambodia they do about like probably like 20 years ago. I think English schools are very limited, but they still have a lot of good English school that
Mhm.
people able to afford and to go learn. And even they have like a off, you know, closed door houses or stuff like that. They do have like offer like a 1 hour program, like at somebody's houses learning English. And I'm learning at the one of the private institute that I'm able to pick up English. And I grew up watching a lot of like American, TV show, movies and stuff. Try practice all my English, how they pronounce and all that stuff. So when I came to America, it's much easier for me, and I just pick up like very quick. It's not that hard for me.
Wow. Yeah, that's great.
Well, so tell us, you kind of touched on it, but how did you really get into martial arts?
Um, so I grew up watching a lot of martial art movies and stuff like that. So it's like every other kids, you know, when you was young, everything is limited. So I watch a lot of like martial art movies and TVs on TV actually, and that's what the my name called. It's Morphin Time. It's just because I grew up watching kids show called Power Rangers. So there's a lot of action and stuff like that. So I didn't learn martial art in Cambodia at the time, but I started learning martial art when I came to America. So I started learning martial art self-taught about a couple of years. I started in 2010. So after 2010, after I finished my high school in 2013, I went to college in 2014. That's when they offer like martial art classes in college. So I started my early martial art probably in South Shaolin Kung Fu is a Shaolin style called Wing Chun, and I've been doing that for a couple of years. And after that, I always want to learn Cambodian martial arts. And I at that time when I was in Cambodia, I watched a movie called Ong Bak or
Mm-hmm.
the Muay Thai Warrior. You probably
Yes.
heard of it.
Yep.
And I didn't realize that it's a Cambodian martial arts. It's called like Muay Boran. So it's translated to ancient martial arts style. So it's around in Southeast Asia, and it's also traced back all the way to Cambodia. And in America, I never heard of. There's no school that they teach you Cambodian ancient martial art at all. So I just waited until 2015. I went back to Cambodia, learned Bokator. So my martial art background has been like kind of on and off because I'm in college and I'm just kind of like go back and forth between Cambodia to learn Bokator. Um, and after that, and also I'm still doing Wing Chun at the time, so I learned a lot of different martial arts. And yeah, but I went back to Cambodia, learned Bokator, and I heard at that time I don't know. I went to Cambodia, learn in 2015, try to find a school. I couldn't find a school. Then I found a family friends that at that time all my families are having business before in the 90s. And like, oh yeah, my son taught Bogator. So I got in contact and I started learning. I went to the school and learned Bogator in 2015 until now, about probably 8 9 years. And yeah.
I mean, here in the West, like in most of the world, right? When people say martial arts, we think karate, kung fu, even Muay Thai, jiu-jitsu, judo. Can you explain to us more in detail what is Bokator and tell us what it means to you personally?
So Bogator actually is the ancient Cambodian martial arts style. It's like if let me compare it between
Yeah.
Bogator and Shaolin Kung Fu. Everybody of course know karate, taekwondo, judo, jiu-jitsu, but Bogator is more basically it's like hand-to-hand combat. They do have empty hands, animal style weapons. They have wrestling. Basically, it's like a complete um MMA at that time, about 2,000 years ago. As compared to Shaolin Kung Fu, it's almost the same thing. but it's just like a lot of different style. They just break it off, like they just make it. Oh, okay, they break it off like, oh, they just only focus the small little things or that little thing. So, but in Bogator, it's like a complete set. Like you gotta learn empty hand, you gotta learn animal style, you gotta learn weapons, you gotta learn wrestling, you gotta learn grappling, you gotta learn everything. It's like a complete set of everything. Like how like MMA nowadays, it's just like a break it up. Oh, okay, you wanna they call like a modern MMA called like Muay Thai, boxing, karate, BJJ, Jiu Jitsu, all of that. But actually, in that time, it's like ancient time, they already have that complete system already. But it's just not a lot of people know about it because not a lot of people like want to do the research in martial art. I've been studying martial art for a very long time and always travel to a different city or different country, and I to study martial art and read a lot of books, listen a lot of podcasts, and try to find out where all these martial art came from. So that's how I when I heard about in Cambodia when they have these ancient martial arts, like, oh, what a beautiful martial art. Not a lot of people know about it, and a lot of people think it's like when you're doing Bokator or Gun Khmer, it's like Muay Thai. Of course, it's like Muay Thai because 2,000 years ago it was invented in Cambodia, but and it's also it just been influenced a lot of like influence to Thai, to Myanmar, to Laos too. So so that's why they have like Muay Thai, they have Muay Lao, they have Latway, and it's all influenced by the Cambodians. It's like how like Shaolin, like karate, taekwondo, it's just like influenced by the Shaolin temple. So yeah, all of that stuff. It's just a lot of history.
So you're saying it originated from Cambodia and the Thais took it. They took credit for it.
It's not. I feel
No.
like it's not. They took it. It's just like I feel like at that time, like during that time, I feel like
I'm joking, guys. I'm joking.
yeah. I
Well,
just want to explain like during that time, everybody's like a family. We learn from each other. So it's like how like Japan and Korea they learn from China. They're influenced by the Chinese too. They use Chinese character. You're watching a lot of Korean, Japanese movie. They're using Chinese character. As the same as Thai and Lao. They learn it from the influence by the Cambodian too. But after the empire fall and everything, and that's when Thai start to rise and they start to form. They start to uh take everything from the Cambodian, and in Cambodia also there's too many wars, too many civil war, and too many corruption at that time. So everything's just been gone, just been disappeared.
Yeah.
yeah. So I want to make a comment on that because after we interviewed Kenya, believe it or not, we actually got a lot of hate mail over that subject. Um,
Yeah,
That's why I
it's
said I
and
was joking. I don't
I'm
want.
like, I don't have a dog in this fight, and I don't know who truly invented it, but at the end of the day, right? The current borders of Cambodia and Thailand and Laos, I mean, these are not the historical borders 2,000 years ago. These borders didn't exist, right? There was cultural exchange, people migrating, wars, takeovers for thousands of years. And these arts have morphed and changed and exchanged right between the peoples into their style in Laos, the Muay Lao, the Thai style, right? I mean, it's all at the end of the day, it's all related, and they've all put their own spin on it, and they're all great. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they're all influenced by each other, and
yeah,
they're all like brother and sister at that time. And I don't know how like everybody's starting to hate each other and start like, oh, these they claim, oh, this is
it,
mine or that's it's not yours. It's just too
so
much,
so what
too
what
much stuff.
happened was, I went to the Sea Games, right? And
Yeah.
so because the host decides the name of the sports. So at the
Hmm.
2023 Sea Games, because Cambodia was the host, they called it Gun Kamai.
Yes.
Some people objected and said it should be Muay Thai. You can't change it. The Lao people stood up and said, "Well, if you're going to call it Muay Thai, then we just should be Muay Lao." And then all these arguments broke out. And at the
Yes.
end of the day, let's just see who the best fighter is, and get in the ring and settle it there. Um, but Bokator was interesting because I hadn't heard of Bokator specifically till we interviewed Kenya. and we interviewed him shortly before I got to Cambodia for the Sea Games, and then I got
Hmm.
to see it, and it's, I guess, an ancient warrior art, so you can't really fight each other in it. You do kind of forms, right, and demonstrations because you'll kill the other person. You've got knives, right? That seems like that's how they did it there. They had like a competition who could do the moves, right?
I felt like Bokator time, yes, it's very deadly. There's a lot of deadly move and deadly technique. But that's why they during the 1900 when the French moved into Southeast Asia, they kind of see that as a very like Bokator or the others. The Thai they call it Muay Boran. It's like basically the same kind of name. It's just like it's called
Yeah.
ancient fighting because it's too much complete set. Like basically you just fight to kill each other basically. So that's why the French change it to Gun Khmer or to Muay Thai or to everything. You only use a hand rope and stuff like that to have a boxing glove. So there's a certain technique that they took away from a lot, just only in certain technique that you can allow to use in Muay Thai or Gun Khmer.
Yeah, that's a great point. So like what we know as Muay Thai and we see on TV is basically a streamed down, safer version, right, that you could actually compete and fight in. And because that term has basically been popularized, right? And that's why we all call it that around the world. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, good. Well,
And
we
I
go
only
ahead, Joe.
I only joke about it just because like it is true, like the competition amongst the Southeast Asian countries is so intense. It's like it's this guy, this country versus that country, and it's just like, yeah, guys, like why are we even fighting? We're one region, and that's why I made that comment because somebody is gonna get upset about it and send John an email. John's got to read it, and then he's got to send it to me, and I'm like,
That's all right. Go back. If anybody's interested, go look at the Kenya interview, some of the YouTube comments. We had a little battle going on.
I feel like
Um,
Master Kenya, he have a lot of things we want to say, but that's what in his interview he said like he just completed the first book, but the second book is more in detail, explain everything about how the because Master Kenya he have more a lot of information, so I still learn from him, but there's a certain thing that he's not sharing yet because
okay.
it's gonna be like when you throw everything out there, people are gonna start hating or have a lot of bad comment and stuff like that. Even like right now, like I experience all of that all the time between Cambodia with Thailand. It's just a lot of you know, just hard to say.
yeah, no, it's horrible. I mean, it shouldn't be that way.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it is, but it shouldn't be that way.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, it's getting better, and it's thousands of years of wars, kings, this person marrying that princess, and
Yeah.
things that we're not going to solve overnight. But speaking of Master Kenya, so folks, he mentioned a book. So Blackstone Hands, incredible story of perseverance of Kenya's survival through the Khmer Rouge and then coming to America to pass on this art to folks like Sambo. How did you meet Kenya and what influence has he had on you?
So I've been living in America almost like, at that time almost like 15 years or so. I never heard of Master Kenya at all until my friend came to America. She came to doing promoting her other movies or other documentary film and promoting Bokator at the time. So it's like, hey, you should like let me introduce you to Master Kenya. So that's how I kind of know Master Kenya at that time in 2018 when she came to America to promote her documentary film about Bogota and also to do a performance to promote Bogota. And that's when I get a connection with Master Kenya and start to learning a lot from Master Kenya in 2018. And I felt like I'm kind of like he lives in San Francisco, but I'm living in Utah. But most of the thing that I learned from him is more through like through online kind of stuff. And also like I felt like a closed door student. It's not like an open in a gym, but it's more like a closed door student. He always shared me a lot of knowledge, a lot of wisdom about the history, about everything is about martial art, about what he been through in the Khmer Rouge and how he growing up. That he's seeing a lot of things. It's just yeah. So that's how I met Master Kenya.
Wow.
Well, speaking of movies, man, we hear you've been getting into like working in the movie industry. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so martial art backgrounds, people I just post a lot of stuff on my, online Facebook, IG, YouTube. I do a YouTube videos like tutorial videos promoting martial arts, and people saw that and say, "Hey, um why don't you just help me do a fight choreography for the movie?" The movie called the first movie that I done is called Power Ranger Origins: Resurgence of the Coin. It's not out yet. It's gonna come out in next year. So I got the opportunity because of my martial art background, how unique it is, and I'm the only. I can say I'm the only one or the only two in Utah that know Bokator. So I kind of use Bokator and stuff like that to do a fight choreography for that movie. And after that movie, and I so Master Kenya, he kind of starting another movie called Black Stone Hand from the book into a movie, and that is still in the process of in the work. I'm gonna be in that movie too, and right now I'm working on other movies. It's also still in the pre-production or process of making it. It's called The God King Tell the Serpent Sister, and also that is a very very high budget film too, and it won't probably come out probably 26 or 27, 2026 or 27. So
Wow, that's really
yeah,
cool.
yeah. I
Yeah,
just through I I got through movies through my martial art training. That's all.
yeah.
Wow.
And
So that's
congratulations, man.
yeah, one thing is kind of cool. So like Bokator is really unknown. So through these movies that you're in and that you're teaching some of the other actors Bokator, I mean, what does it mean for, let's call it the world or at least the United States, depending how big these movies get, to see it? What does that mean to people like you?
To me, it felt like it's the world gonna be only knowing more like Muay Thai, but I try to explain as much as I can, like where Bokator came from and why I tried to put it in a movie, because um once you put Bokator into the movie, people after they're watching the movie they will realize, oh, okay, what is this style? They start doing research, and when they doing research, they will trace back all the way to Cambodia, the root where it came from. So it's mean to me that I wanted the world to know, because it's just this is like an ancient martial art that people need to know. Like it's not only in like in China, of course, everybody know kung fu, or in Japan they know karate, and in Thailand they know Muay Thai and stuff like that. It's just because of the power of the media that can spread like very very more more worldwide than just I'm also I'm trying to promote Bogator in my martial arts studio too, like but a lot of people, when you're doing Bogator, it's just like, oh, okay, are you doing Muay Thai? I'm like, no, I just have to explain it over and over again. It's like, because of course it looks similar. Like I said, it's because it's all like it's like a brother and sister. Of course, you cannot it's kind of looks similar. So it's I have to explain. Okay, this is where it came from and all that. You don't believe me? You go to Cambodia. You go to the ancient temple. There's a lot of secret technique there, and that's why I send you all those pictures so you can see um all these movement, all these fighting that is there at the ancient temple.
Wow, that's exciting. Well, it's some really cool stuff you're working on. So what are your, I know you're doing the movies right now and that, what are your long-term future plans? Where do you want to go?
My long term my long term plan, I still want to focus on just promoting Bogato and martial art into films. I feel like film, it's once you complete it and when you put it out to the world, it's gonna be there forever. Like example, I don't know, you watch Ong Bak or the Muay Thai Warrior before.
Yeah, yeah, we've seen it.
Okay, that movie is basically you know. So I let me explain that real quick. Because of Ong Bak, that's why the world know Muay Thai because of that movie.
Hmm.
And a lot of people doesn't know about Ong Bak. Actually, that's based on Cambodian stories of the people try to steal the head of the Buddha and try to sell it. It's happened in Cambodia during during the Khmer Rouge or the early Khmer Rouge. All these looters, they went to Cambodia looting all these Buddha head or all these stuff to sell it to you know to the Western countries. And that movie is based about Cambodian, but because in Cambodia early 2000, it's still new, and it's the technology is not that good, and so that's why they put Tony Jaa there. Tony Jaa, he's a Cambodian. He's Cambodian, but so he's a Cambodian by blood, but he Thai citizens. So of course he called himself as Thai. I met him too. So and he came to Cambodia. He went to Cambodia to promote his movie, and he speaks Cambodian fluently. Um, During that time in 2003, when I saw him on TV, and he said, "Hey, he came to promote see my movie. It's ancient martial art. I'm promoting this and that, And but now since he's got more popular and more famous, things change. So
I didn't know he was Cambodian and was a Thai citizen. So, yeah, that's new to me.
So he was born in Tony Jaa was born in the Sudan.
Thai Sudan, yeah. They
Yeah,
speak
Thai
Khmer.
Sudan.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
If you go
Sudan
there,
used to be part of in too, So and that's why even Bokator, he's part of like they call like a how do I say it's like a tribe, like a small tribe, but also of course have Cambodian blood in there. But once rich and famous, and Taiwan, you to just like you to focus on just being Thai. They don't want you to be represent other things. It's like, so basically, if I'm come from Cambodia, but I'm living in America, I'm citizens by I am American citizen, but I'm blood by Cambodian blood. I'm not full American unless I'm you know
well, it's
so
like the
that's how
Isan,
my yeah, it's like
like
my
the Lao
explanation.
people in Isan, right? That speak
Yeah,
Lao,
yeah,
that live in the Northeast Thailand.
Yeah.
yeah.
But they're Thai citizens. But if you go there, they'll speak Lao. Yeah,
Hmm. Yeah.
yeah. Well, that's pretty interesting stuff.
Man, you are living the American dream, to come from a third world country, be born there, then to come here and get into teaching, get into the movies and promoting Bokator, And I think that's what we all like coming from a small country and stuff like we all try to do, right? What kind of advice would you give to, a younger kid who has a dream? It can be any kind of dream, right? Sports, education, like dream. Just what type of advice can you give like some kid that has a dream?
When I my let them know that when you come to America or to other country, you just never give up your hope or your dreams. You're just gonna focus on that. Sometime might take a long time to achieve it, but eventually it will happen. Everything just take time, and it's just slowly growing and growing. It's like how I am. Like I never thought of like I get myself to martial arts or get into movies or all of that, because I just wrote it on my book, on my bucket list, like, hey, this is all my checklist, what I want to do. And I started doing that, over the year, little by little, all of those. So you just gotta keep going consistently. Just gotta keep going. Don't give up on your dream, on your hope.
Great advice.
Great. Yeah. So Sambo, man, we're excited to follow your journey because you're really just getting going with what you have going. Where can people follow you? You mentioned a YouTube channel. What's the name of that?
Yeah, so my YouTube channel is called Close Combat Martial Art Training. And also, I do have a website, all of that too. It's the same thing. It's just called Close Combat Martial Art Training. And I just try to promote not only Cambodian martial art, but just promoting ma all the martial art in general. It's just like how I felt like how I like my journey right now is kind of like how Bruce Lee is. He came to America. Like nobody's know kung fu or Chinese martial art. They only know karate, other stuff. So little by little become well known. So But like how like Muay Thai is, it's just from the movie, you know. People now like you threw out going everywhere. Everybody know Muay Thai, so yeah,
I think, we're similar, our countries, right? Laos and Cambodia. When people hear about our countries, it's so overshadowed by all the wars and all the death, that occurred, that
yeah,
people don't tend to look further and see like the beauty of our culture and what we have to share. It's like first thing Cambodia, oh, Khmer Rouge, Laos, oh, the
yeah,
most bound country in the world. And they
yeah.
don't
I
take
always I
time.
always hear the same thing, you know. Actually, in Cambodia right now, they're doing so much better. They're like I feel like they're ahead of time now. Everything been developed, and you know, a lot of people when you say, "Yo, you're from Cambodia" or "You're from Laos," they don't even know like where is Cambodia, Laos is. They
Yeah,
only know Vietnam or Thailand.
yeah. I
And
mean,
they
I
don't
gotta
even
say,
know about Myanmar too. Like they,
right, right.
it's
Like
like
I gotta say, well, Laos, where's Laos? Well, you know where Thailand is? Yeah. You know where Vietnam is? Yeah. What's between those two? That's how I explain it to people. you know. But yeah, man, it's good. You're doing great things and getting that, getting the word out there for the world to see. So that's amazing, man.
I'm just trying to do my best, and you
Yeah,
know, like I said, I just want to, you know, little by little, I'm trying to build up my myself and also my experience to, you know, to get more to get up there, you know. So
and you're still young, man. You're still young.
yeah,
So much, so much more that you're gonna share. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And
Thank
I'll
you.
yeah, and I'll echo what you said because I was in Cambodia last year. I mean, you see cranes everywhere, you see building everywhere, you see optimism, hope, right? Obviously they've got a long ways to go, but man, they seem to be on the right path. And the people, the friendliest you'll ever meet. And the other cool thing that people don't realize is the history, right? The traditions.
mhm.
I mean, Angkor Wat, thousands of years old, the biggest pre-industrial city in the world at one point, right? And then all the temples and stuff. It's an amazing country, amazing people. I highly recommend folks getting there, especially before it all modernizes. It's nice to kind of see some of the old way too, although the people are
Yes,
moving forward fast, right? So,
yeah. So like I'm from Phnom Penh, Cambodia. So
yeah,
in Phnom Penh, it's more growing, it's more developed. But if you want to more something more kind of like more like kind of tradition or more like kind of like you should go to countryside, you know, especially go to CMB Angkor Wat to
hmm
experience all that culture, you know. In Phnom Penh, nothing to experience, just more cities.
it might as well be Tokyo or Chicago or whatever. Yeah, it's a big
Yeah,
city. Yeah, that's true.
yeah,
Well, hey, Sambo, this was a great interview. We appreciate you coming on, sharing your story, and sharing more about Bokator and what you're doing in the future. Anything else?
No, thank you, Sambo, for coming on, man. It was a great interview. I
yeah.
loved
Thank
hearing
you.
about Bokator and Cambodia and stuff. So
Yeah. So, folks, that's a wrap. Watch for Sambo on the big screen. Check out Kenya's book, Blackstone Hands. Sounds like eventually a movie will come out, but the book is always better. So please read that incredible thing. So, with that, we are out.
all right,
Okay,
guys. Till next time.
okay. Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah, no, thank you.
The C4 podcast is brought to you by the Lao American Sports Hall of Fame. Visit us on the web at laoamericansports.com, celebrating the first, inspiring the next.